Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. In this video, I'm talking to the newbies or soon-to-be newbies of Hollywood looking for ways to find jobs in film and TV. I'm going to give you a no bullshit answer to how do I get a job in film and television. And I've seen this question posted everywhere. People have asked me on my channel, on my Instagram. I've seen this on Reddit, Facebook groups. I've seen YouTube videos about it. And I'm not going to reiterate what people have posted on YouTube. I'm not going to talk about how to find job postings. This isn't about Facebook groups to join or sites to look at for job postings. There's plenty on that already. I'm going to talk about the two crucial things I think it takes and you need to have in order to find jobs in the industry. Now, let's say you have enough production experience, you've worked at a production company or you've done PA gigs before, you have experience, you have money, you're gonna move out to LA or you've already moved out to LA and you're ready to just do it. The number one way to get a job in this industry is by knowing someone who already has a job in this industry. I hate this phrase, but it truly is all about who you know and who they know. Now, if you're like me, you don't have a famous producer uncle, you only really know people that were at your film school that are out here or people that you've worked with before. Now, this is different for everybody. Some of you may know absolutely no one and you're gonna have to immediately start working on building that network the second you get here. Knowing no one is like starting at like -5. And knowing some people is like starting at 0 because you may know some people, but that doesn't mean they're going to be able to get you a job right away. You just kind of have this network. And then there's others that have a famous uncle who's a producer and they immediately are able to jump on a job that they're unqualified for and get started. And no, I'm not bitter, but that's the entertainment job force in a nutshell. That is the spectrum, and depending on where you fall into it, that's how difficult it is going to be for you. So if you have a family member, a friend, or someone that you used to work with out here in the same industry, it's in your benefit to reach out to them, let them know you're here, grab coffee with them, and see if they know of any job openings or if they can hire you or know anyone else that might be able to hire you. Usually when people are hiring, they want to find people within their network. They start texting and calling people, or they ask people for referrals. And sometimes they'll post job postings on Facebook groups or staffing sites, but even then they value referrals a lot more. So it's definitely in your benefit to build a network and to get to know people and to branch out and let people know that you're here if you already have friends that are in the industry, so then you can be in their mind for when that opportunity comes up. Like I mentioned in my video where I talk about the first job I had in LA, I reached out to somebody I worked with professionally in Arizona, and they were in LA and they had a job opening, and it just kind of like worked out perfectly. So definitely think about those connections and those professional connections that you may have made in your hometown or in whatever situation, and try to reconnect with those people. If you don't have any of that starting out, just remember every project, every set you work on is an opportunity to grow your network. You're going to be making impressions on people, even if you don't like say outright like, hey, reach out to me next time. They're gonna have a mental note of you. I've worked on different sets where somebody I met on that set referred me to something else. I worked on that set and someone I met on that set referred me to something else, and it just becomes this cycle. And so don't necessarily think of it in like this really sly, weird way where you have to like network with people and all that stuff, but just remember that every set that you're on, you're gonna make a connection, you're gonna be branching out your network, and they might think of you next time, and again, you might think of them next time. And so that's just kind of like the give and take and this like cycle that you're trying to create yourself, because a lot of veteran professionals, they don't apply to jobs anymore. They simply get referrals and they build off of this network, and that's where we want to get to. We want to be able to get to this point where you're not needing to apply to a bunch of jobs anymore. Simply, the jobs are coming to you. Right now, I'm in this weird middle ground where like half of my jobs are from just stuff I apply to and put myself out there, and the other half are from people that refer me stuff. And it's like a really nice balance, but when you start out, you might be on different parts of that spectrum. So that's number one. You gotta know people, or you gotta get to know people. Number two is having a hustler's mentality. You have to have a hustler's mentality to make it out here. Along with constantly networking, you have to be applying to jobs the old-fashioned way. Like I said, half the jobs that I have are simply by applying to them with absolutely no connection. This means going on Facebook groups, going on staffing sites, applying to jobs, updating your resume every time you have something new to add, asking people to get coffee, sending out emails, constantly working on yourself, constantly trying to be a better applicant, working on your presence, how you interview, everything you can possibly do to be able to get that next job. And you gotta know that you won't hear back from every job you apply to, every email that you send out. It's gonna suck being rejected. Check out this video all about rejections. Know that not everyone's gonna love you, and despite the challenges, you're gonna have to keep on going. And part of having the hustler's mentality is knowing how to manage your finances. When there's no jobs coming in, nobody's referring you, you're not getting anything that you're applying to, knowing how to manage your finances so you stay afloat. Because working in film and television, you're usually freelancing and there's nothing stable about that. So you have to basically always think about how you're gonna get your next job, whether you're freelancing for a day, a week, a month, or a season. And if that's stressful and that just seems like not something you wanna do, then maybe you're gonna rethink the industry that you're gonna jump into. Because yes, there are stable jobs. You can get a full-time staff job at a production company or a studio or something like that, but most of us are freelancing, and most of us, even people that are like producers and writers and like people that you might think are way more stable, they're not. They're all freelancing, they're all hustling, and they're always thinking about how to make their next thing happen. And if that just doesn't seem like your cup of tea, definitely start rethinking the industry that you're gonna jump into. Don't underestimate these two things. Now, I'm not saying send out emails to everybody you know, even people that you don't really know, and bother them every week and try to be that networking person. Nobody likes that person. What I'm saying is leverage the authentic connections that you have and hustle trying to get jobs and opportunities that you have no connections to. Because what you really want to do is find a balance. Don't rely simply on the people you know to get you jobs, and don't rely simply on just applying and sending your resume out to people that don't know you. You have to really try to find a balance on both, because that's how you get to be successful. The hustle is real, and it is required for a long-term successful career. So that's my two things. And honestly, I hope you guys see that as me being as authentic and real with you as possible. I want you guys to succeed. That's the whole reason I make this channel, to talk about my journey, talk about things I've learned and the advice I have, so you guys can take that and run with it. And I don't want to be overly optimistic, but I don't want to be pessimistic either, you know, and that's the whole thing about this industry, that people have so many varying views of it, and I just kind of want to get you guys on the same page. With that being said though, if you haven't seen my video where I talk about the 5 months in LA that I've had working in the industry, me and my boyfriend, we did this video where we talk about the good and the bad. We were very real and authentic about our experiences. If you want to see, like, honestly, a holistic idea and view of what it is working in LA, go ahead and check out that video. If you already saw that video, I'm gonna do an update video telling you guys all about what's been going on since then and the stuff that we've been up to since then. So if you like this video, click that like, and if you want to see more, definitely subscribe. I'm excited to share more videos with you guys. But yeah, thanks for watching.